Hello, bumpy. Time now is 04:27. It is 10 degrees.
200 yards, turn left, Finsbury Road.
Thursday.
At the end of the road, turn right.
I'm just going to try and plug this back in again. Hang on. Yep. My seat is up. I'm in my shorts. Did I say 10 degrees? Yeah. Can't see here without getting the seatbelt off. No. Good. I wonder it could have all changed by now. Jeez. No, it's a very quiet road this time of the morning. God, it's... So, I think the last I spoke to you was I was onto the docks. Come, faff about, hang on a minute.
After 70 yards, turn left, Finsbury Road. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Right. So, last I spoke to you, I think I was going onto the docks. So I went on the docks, box off, and box on. And I was done by 2 o'clock. But of course, no point me coming home, going home, because by the time I'd gone home, was that a lady of the night? If so, oh my word. There's a few about down here. What's he doing on a bike? Come on, get out of the way. So, yeah, I was done by 2 o'clock, card out. So I still get paid the length of my shift, so minimum time, so 9 hours. So you know, it's days.
Then turn left.
I'm alright with that, it doesn't bother me. Some people go, oh, I only got 9 hours. I don't care, 9 hours, that's good for me. But I didn't bother going back.
335, Thomas Lewis Way, then turn right.
Didn't bother going home, because the time I got home, well, it's not going home, it's coming back in the morning. I'd have to get up at something like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And I'm not subjecting myself to getting up at that time in the morning, or anyone else in the house. Especially the gorgeous Kira, so, you know, it's just not on to be waking them up at that time in the morning. You know, I know I'm going to be away all week. I've got that mindset that I know that I don't get home until Friday, possibly Saturday morning, and that's the way it is. So yeah, I'm okay with that. And so is the gorgeous Kira. So, and it also means that I'm not overly knackered. You know, because that's, you know, part of this job is it's not difficult work. You don't break into a sweat really. You know, but it can be long hours. And that's tiring in itself. So we're off to Harlow. Did I say that? I don't know. Off to Harlow to a factory unit with easy access by the looks of it. So a nice easy one today. Famous last words, isn't it? So a nice run up the M3, round the M25. And then we've got several choices. suppose nearer the time, sat nav might sort itself out and decide which one it's going to take. My choice would be straight out the M11, come off a couple of junctions up, and then tap straight into where I'm going. But this one wants me to take off a couple of junctions beforehand and then go up and then cut across country, which I'm alright with because there'll be lay-bys. So I'm going to get there a little bit. Well, about right. 6:52. I'm due in at 7:30. Is lights going to change, or are they going to? Yeah, stay. The other night when I was coming back in here, going back the other way, I was in front of me. There was an unmarked police car. I saw him. I clocked him as soon as he overtook me, and he sat in front of me. I thought, am I in for a pull now? But he sat in front of me, and then the lights had gone to red. Well, going to red, they were practically on, they were on amber as we come to a halt. And then this boy racer come on the right hand side of me, turning right there into the junction, and he shot straight through. And it was I think it was an amber. I think he was still on amber, but only just. But he went through at some rate of knots. Blue lights, straight round after him, pulled him over. Well, that's what you get for being cheeky. Here. Can't see the lights until the end. Green light at the moment. Then I've got a sharp right angle. No, not sharp, but it's a right hand bend. There's nothing to my right, so I can sort of cut the corner a bit. Makes life a little easier for us. There you go. So it should be a 2.5 hour run up and 2.5, 3 on the way back. I also managed to put my seat base up on the truck and stop it alarming before I moved off. Yeah, 9 degrees. A little nippy this morning, I thought. I watched a few videos. I started watching a bloke called Geo Wizard, and he does he's quite clever in what he does. But he does lots of different types of videos. But one of them ones he tries to cross the UK in a straight line, or as straight as line as possible, marked on a map using GPS coordinates, and it's all marked in. Clever how he does it. But he then has to go in a straight line, and it really is a straight line. And he has a few parameters that he can go 50 metres to either side of the line. After that it's a fail. So he does all these different challenges. It's quite interesting. It's quite funny, well, not funny to watch because he's not like a comedian or nothing, but it's quite interesting.
Go left on the roundabout.
He does moan a bit.
The first exit, M27, towards the west, then take the motorway.
But he's got 1.3 million subscribers, so he's doing something right. I started watching him during lockdown, I think it was. Watch him every now and again. Quite interesting. Something different, Right, what lane do I need to be in? I need to be M3. So this lane here. A little bit of weight on, not too much.
After 800 yards, keep left.
Took me ages to get to sleep last night. Probably because I had a little nap in the afternoon. Never does you well when you do that. So it's just going to be a motorway day today. Nothing much happening. So this is Thursday. Go home tomorrow. Well, I'm supposed to. And then I've got a week off. But I might do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Depends. Who knows? Monday I definitely can't, because I take my wife to. And I want to see. There's things I need to do. Yeah. It's not overcooking. Was my problem before. See, the trouble with me, I've got this. It's like all or nothing. I'm either flat out or I'm not doing it. I've got to pace myself, otherwise it kills me off. So this. I've got to check, because I think that this week off, and then the following week I can only do Monday to Thursday.
After 1.2 miles, keep right.
Dawn's track's looking splendid. Move over. No, not moving over yet. Front of old Marmite, which just pulled onto the. Didn't flash me in, but I'm going in. Getting a bit of speed up there.
100 yards, keep right. Keep right.
We're keeping right. So anyway, this is M3 now. Was on the M27, M3 northbound, up the M25, round the M25, and then I'm in the lap of the sat nav gods as to which way it takes me near the time. So I'll speak to you all when I get a bit further up the road. See you later. Hello. Cool, blimey, I've got a frog in my throat. Ugh. Why do they say that? Anyway, I want to talk about mental health. So over the last 12 months, whilst I've been away, do you think your mental health has improved or deteriorated? And if it's improved, what have you done differently, do you think, to improve it? And if it's deteriorated, what's happened in your life that's made it go downhill a bit? Now I know we're all pretty open on here, and there's no I'm very conscious. I do read all the comments and I try to reply to every single one of them. So anyone takes the piss, you're off. And it doesn't happen. So I've not seen that happen at all. There's no keyboard warriors or anything like that. Everyone's just, from what I can see and all the comments that I get, everyone's, you know, well, we're not normal, because you wouldn't be normal if you were watching me. So I mean that in the nicest way. But you know, I think we're all fairly like-minded along here, so I think it's a fairly safe haven to talk about things. I think mine is it goes up and down. I don't think it's deteriorated, but I don't think it's improved overly. I feel better than but towards the end when I was driving, I wasn't in a good place. But so I feel better in that way. But in other respects, it's I still get down, I still get pissed off and angry and frustrated and with things in general. And sometimes it's the little things that piss you off more than the big things. But maybe that's just life, I don't know, maybe it is just life today, who knows. But I'd be interested to know what people have done to improve their mental health, and maybe we can all learn something from it. So jot your thoughts down, send a message, or do you know, get hold of me. But feel free to put something down, just outlining what you've done, what you think you've done to make it, whether it's out walking the dog every day or taking a different route, or I don't know, eat bloody grapefruit, I don't know, whatever it may be that makes you think that, you know, mentally makes you feel better. But one of the things I'd like to do, and I haven't got a clue how to do it, because I just don't know. And Pete White from Ray White's Ray's son, he's quite vocal on social media, and all for the right reasons. I like the way he works. And he says about like the old school. He talks about the old school. I mean, he comes from his old man was a truck, still is, and he was brought up on it in the game. And he talks about how everyone used to help out, and now it's not quite that way, which is true enough. Some places, and you go in, and he picked up on it the other day. You go into a truck stop in the evening, and there's like 30 tables instead of like only 15 tables being used because there's 2 blokes to each table all having a chat. Everyone's on a separate table with their heads stuck in a phone, and I've noticed this myself, and I've often said I'm quite happy to talk to people. And it's like the other night in the Red Line, there's 4 or 5 of us all in this one part of the Red Line, the furthest part away from where the bar is, and we're sat in there. There's 4 or 5 of us all on separate tables. I sat at a separate table. And me and the bloke started, he just leaned over, he says, what you got there? And he's just making conversation, what you got there? And I said, I told him, we spent the next 15-20 minutes having a chat, which was quite nice, quite enjoyed it. I'm not going to stay there and have a pint or nothing, but, while I'm having something to eat, I'm quite happy to chat. And it just rolled away 15-20 minutes, and it sort of normalised life. And, I often thought if you had like a little when you go into a pub and it's got like a little stand with a number on it or something, so it identifies your table number. Have one of those, but one that says I don't even know how to word it, but it says like happy to chat or leave me alone. So you turn it to whichever way you want it to show. And then if someone comes in and sees there's a happy to chat one, you want to fancy a chat, you go and sit down and go, all right mate, how you doing? Where you been, what you been, and it's, it's just that general icebreaker, isn't it? I tend to find if you're sat next to someone and the bloke's just sat next to you on the next table, and something happens in there, or the TV's on, or you comment on the TV, you'll end up talking. It doesn't take nothing to talk. But it always needs to be a reason to talk rather than, right mate, how you doing? Well, I often do that. I often just say hello when I sit there. And generally, if they want to talk, they talk back. If they don't, they just nod their head and get piled into their steak kidney pudding, But sometimes I don't want to talk. I just want to get me food and go to bed. Forget the day's happened. But generally, come in low flying pigeon then. Oh, look at Dawn's crack, looking glorious up here. I think she's going to be spread wide open for all to see. Glorious. You're blinded as well. There you go. Well, here we go. You see anything? Just keep her straight. So mental health, I'd like your thoughts on it. And don't be ashamed. I think part of the problem that we have as blokes is that we're ashamed to admit it. Sometimes we're ashamed to admit it. Stiff upper lip, boys don't cry, all that bollocks. It doesn't matter. Open up, talk to someone. Yeah, hello. Come on. Get overtaken on the inside by a truck if I'm not careful. It's coming up on the inside. Moving over. man outside me if he wants. So anyway, yeah, I'd like to be able to do this, but I've got no idea. So if anyone's got a friendly truck stop that they're going to on a regular basis, or a friendly cafe, you know, even in a cafe, how often do you go into a cafe and there's, you know, and there's like single people just in there, generally older folk, just sat in there having a cup of tea and a biscuit, you know? And it's like, oh, they're just doing that. They're taking the first steps to socialise, and that might be the only human contact they have that day. So I'd like to see it that you go in there and you put a stand up and go, yeah, happy to chat. You know, if I went to a cafe and there was an old boy there with a like happy to chat sign, I'd be quite happy to go and talk to him for 20 minutes, half an hour while I have a cup of tea. I like listening. I like listening to stories. You know, what people have got to say. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go and stay with my Aunt Lil. And she was a good age. But I used to always ask her stories, tell her about when she was a little girl. So she used to tell me about, you know, village life. She grew up in a place called Child Oakford. She grew up in the village, and she remembers her first bus journey, Charabank, down to Weymouth, and things like this. She remembered, and it was just really. I wasn't very old myself. I was young, and I remember the stories that she told. I remember some of the stories that she told me. And there's a picture of her. She was born in 1900, and she died in 88. She was 88 when she died. And there's a picture of her. It's like a postcard, like a picture postcard of her in outside the school in Child Oakford, and it was dated 1908 or something. And there was a little girl in like a black and white pinafore outfit, and that was her. It was her. And, yeah, really, really cool. And at that age, she's telling me the stories about school and village life and where she lived and what she did. So I said, tell me a story, Annie, tell me a story. So I grew up with hearing stories from Annie Mabel. She used to do the same. So I grew up listening to stories. And yeah, I always got time for old folk to tell stories, because they got a lifetime of experience, lifetime of stories to tell. And sometimes they've got no one to tell them to. I don't know if I mentioned, I did a bit, whilst I was off, I did a bit of house clearances, and what used to, it just gets me on, you know, I'm veered away now, I'm off on a tangent, but what used to upset me was, I used to go in that house and there'd be like a lot of old photographs, and they were thrown away, they're being thrown out. I was like, what, don't they want these? No, nobody in the family wants them. They're photographs of their own family, why don't they want them? I don't know. And that used to always upset me. And there was one particular picture that I kept it. And it was a bloke, and I did a bit of research, and I think he was in the Royal Lancashire Regiment, taken during World War I, and he's got that. I'm not sure if it was. He was fresh faced. I think he was an officer. I can't see a rank on him, so I'm not entirely sure that he was actually commissioned, but he'd had his uniform. He wasn't commissioned yet, because he was wearing a Sam Brown belt, for those that know. And I can't imagine any other. He didn't look. He looked well turned down. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So anyway, he might not have been. He might have just been a private. I need to do a bit more research on it, so I couldn't see a rank. And he had this. I suspect it wasn't after the war. I suspect it was during it. After some of the stories and things had come back, because it was either or after. Well, he wasn't after, because he had no rank. He showed no rank. And he just had this haunted look about him, and he just looked so sad. It was like his fate was sealed. He knew he wasn't coming back. And it's a little black and white picture, you know, probably a 3 by, I don't know, 4 by 3 photograph, and a little wooden frame, glass front. And the bloke just looked terribly sad, and it was being thrown out. So I thought, I can't do that. I can't, you know, I can't throw that in the skip. So he's in our downstairs toilet now. So every time I go in there, I say hello and thank him.
After 800 yards, take the exit 6A339 towards Reading. Then go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
It just really pissed me off that somebody.
Take the exit 6, then go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Somebody could have paid the ultimate price and then end up over 100 years later being chucked into a skip, and that upset me. So I don't know who he is. I don't know his name. I don't know anything about the fella.
400 yards, go left
But I'm going to remember him.
and take the first exit A339 towards Reading.
And as long as I'm breathing air, he will be remembered, and I'll make sure that he carries on being remembered. So I went right off on a tangent then, so back to mental health. Yeah, let me know on your thoughts on that. Let me know what you think. What could be done to enhance people's mental health? What does it for you? Don't need to know about what pisses you off. There's lots of things that piss me off. You generally get to hear about. But let's try and be positive. That's what we need, a bit more of. A bit more positivity. I mean, I talk to the gorgeous Kira every night, without fail. Sometimes it's a very brief phone. Most of the times it's fairly short phone calls. So I normally phone her about 6, which is a bad time for her. That's the only time I get it, because any later than that, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm done, and I generally am in bed by 7 o'clock at the latest. So only when after that, I'm generally sorting myself out and getting ready to, you know, just chill and relax for a half hour before I fall asleep. So that's the only way you can do this job, is by getting your head down and trying to get as much sleep as you possibly can when you're not driving. So yeah, so I speak to her at 6, but she doesn't finish work. She's generally still working from 6, and she's got quite a stressful job, so her head isn't really in the right place at 6 o'clock to make any sense out of anything that I say, which to her, give her a due, she never says you're just talking shite. She just says yes and no, hopefully in the right places, and sometimes she doesn't. Which is no reflection on her, but I'm talking about my I had problems getting on and off a bay, or just general bollocks, which is totally unimportant. But bless her heart, she does try to listen. Sometimes she fails because it's just mind-numbingly boring. I can't blame her for that. She doesn't want to know that I had trouble hooking the trailer up, or a bolt went. It's not like really a highlight of her day. Understandably so. So yeah, we're like last night she was totally preoccupied, forgot that we had a text conversation earlier, and totally forgot anything about that, even though she replied, but she obviously her mind wasn't focused on what I was talking about at the time, because she was so wrapped up in her own work, which is stressful work. And yeah, about what's happening in the house. And that's about it really, where everyone is. And what's happening. And that's our 5-minute phone call a night. So sometimes that's the only time I get to speak to someone, other than hand your keys here, sign here, where's the paperwork, here it is. Have you got a seal? Yes. Right, go and wait in the truck or go and wait in a waiting room. You'll be given a green light when you're ready to go. Come back, collect your paperwork, bugger off. Oh, cheers, thank you. And that's the only conversations you have sometimes. So yeah, I think truck drivers suffer from mental health issues purely simply because they just don't talk about it. Which is why I do a lot of these videos, because I don't know what's going on here. They're telling me to go back. No, it's not telling me to go straight on there. If I carry on this way the way I'm going, on to 719. Now it's back to 704. I don't know. Just play silly buggers. So anyway, yeah, mental health. Let's do something about it. Let's try and do something, you know. Let's try and do something. I don't know what, but let's start talking about it to start off with. See where we go from there. If anyone's got any bright ideas, trouble with, and the thing is, there's a lot of truck drivers go onto these Facebook groups. I don't know if any of you are on them. I expect you are, and they're toxic to say the least. You know, somebody goes on and asks a question, and it's a question they don't know, otherwise they wouldn't have asked it. You know, and yeah, man, oh, you're not a professional driver if you don't know that. Well, why don't you? That's why we need CPC if you don't know that. And it's, you know, sometimes as a new driver, you don't know everything. I mean, as a seasoned driver, you don't know anything. For Christ's sake, you don't know everything. There's always every day's a school day. Always learn something new. I learned something. I didn't realise that there was a sign in the yard, and it said all Scania drivers, because there were some Scanias on the fleet. It said all Scania drivers, please drop the air out of your unit before you drop the trailer off, because you're dropping the trailers too high, and the DAFs. I think there's DAFs. Yeah, most of the rest of the fleet is DAFs. Oh, I can't see a bloody thing. The DAFs can't get underneath it, can't raise the fifth wheel up high enough to know. I didn't realise the Scanias drop stuff so high at a high fifth wheel. I didn't know that, so I could have got into a Scania and dropped it as I normally would, and it would have been too high for someone to get onto. I didn't know that. Every day's a school day. So if you'd put that onto one of the Facebook, you could call yourself driver if you didn't know that. No. I've got no experience in driving a Scania. I don't wear flingy knickers. Well, this low sun's going to cause a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, the Facebook groups are toxic, and even some of the ones that say that they're to do with mental health are not. You get keyboard warriors on there. It's just like, really. Yeah, it's a strange old world we live in, isn't it? So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to find out. I don't know whether I can. I don't even know if we can. I say we, as in all of us. I don't know if we can. Because there seems to be a fairly level-headed group of people that can regularly contribute, that all of the same sort of general understanding of life and mindset, which is nice, which is very nice. So yeah, we need. I don't know. I'm talking rubbish. Coming out the fleet, I'm going to batter on. Don't need to stop. They've got some good fir trees in now, but next time I start, I'm going to go pine cone hunting. So don't forget, if you've got pine cones near you, go out. Well, everyone's got pine cones near them. Collect them, dry them out, get the seeds out. I want the seeds. I want to plant. When we get to wherever we're going, ended up Scotland, I suspect. I want to start planting trees. But they're bloody expensive, so I thought I'd grow them. It takes a little bit of time, but I've got time, you know. I've probably got about 20 years left of me. Maybe a bit longer if I'm lucky. I can grow a tree in that time, or a pine tree anyway. It'd be nice to have your name on it. So I want the seeds, grow them some seeds, after 2 or 3 years, plant them out, and then we'll have a forest. And you'll be welcome to come up and see them anytime you like. So yeah, I want the seeds. Dry them out, send them to me, and we'll go from there. You idiot. Just saving the planet one tree at a time, that's what it is. So my cones at home, they're all Dutch cones, and they've got a good load of seeds coming out from there. They're drying out. It's taken a good few weeks though, because we've been back 3 weeks, nearly 4 weeks. And they're take time to dry out. Just got to keep knocking the seeds out of them, dry them out, so eventually the cones crumble, but it does take a while. So anyway, that's about it. Driven up the M3 together. I'll speak to you all later.